Hi everyone, today we're going to talk about elastic load balance, wonderful features from the AWS Web Services Cloud from Amazon. Basically, the load balance idea, if user here need to access the application here, so maybe another user need to access this application as well at the same time. So rather to make all the load in one server, I can create another server here. So I can segregation the traffic to another server here. So the load will be deployed to so many server, at least 2 server. So that means if that user here need to access to the server 1, if the server 1 busy or handling another connection or handling another group of user, they will go to the server 2, which is exactly the same server here, exactly the same server. So he can handling the traffic for the rest of the user. This is like a simple idea for the load balance. But there is some question here I need to highlight and need to figure out first what is the answer for this question. First of all, or the first question, it is the load balance from the AWS based to the region or based to the availability zone. So what does it mean? I mean, if can I do one server in region 1, server 1, and another server here in region 2, as you can see, server 2 in region 2 here, and I can do load balance between them. Okay, elastic load balance from AWS, as far as I know, they don't provide you this feature. So the load balance in AWS, it is based to the one region and based to the availability zone. So which is mean I can do server 1 here in the availability zone 1 and server 2 in the same region but in the different availability zone here, and can do load balance between them. So the first point, just put it in your mind, the elastic load balance from AWS, it is based to the availability zone within one region, within single region. Okay. Second question, it is possible to do load balance based to the different region. Let's say, for example, I have server 1, server 2, server 3, and server 4, but 3 and 4 in region 2, server 1 and 2 in region 1. Can I do load balancing between them? You can do load balancing between 4 server in multi-region, but not through the elastic load balance. The route 53, it will be come up in the picture here. So they can, for example, load the users from this area to server 3 and 4, and the users or the client from this area, it is route to the region 1 for the server 1 and 2. This is or it is, you can accomplish this task through route 53, or which is they call DNS actually. Route 53, it is represent the DNS for AWS. Well, we will do some class or some tutorials for the route 53 after the load balance or elastic load balance. So just to summarize the point here, which is that the important point, the load balance based to the availability zone and at least 2 server above and in same region. If we need to do load balancing in multi-region, you have to consider the route 53. Another question I need as well to highlight, if I do server 1 here and server 2 here in the same region but in different availability zone, should be those 2 server in the same subnet? I mean, should be this guy 10.1.1.1 and this guy 10.1.1.2, or it is possible to do the different IP, which is mean maybe this one 10.111 and this guy is 10.2.2.2. the best practice, and most of the time it is different IP. So we can do different IP in the same region here, and we can do the load balancing between them. But remember, if those different IP should be both of them in the same VPC, should be in the same VPC. So this is a very important thing. Let me as well write it down here. So if this guy 10.1.1.1 and this guy it is 10.2.2.2 should be both of them in the same VPC. Okay, or if different VPC, remember we need to do peering between them, or we need to do some routing mechanism between them. But the point here, the load balance in the AWS Elastic Load Balance services, they can do load balance with a different IP, and of course can do load balancing with the same IP as well. So this is another point should be as well put in your mind before to do or before to jumping to the lab. All right, how to do our practice and how to do or how to test the Elastic Load Balancer from AWS. So we will install here Linux EC2 EC2 or 2 computer Linux, and we will install inside the Linux HTTPD, which is the Apache for the Linux. I will show you how can to do that. It's very simple. Then we will put it, this is server 1 and this is server 2. Then we pretend the user access from here, they will pointing to the server 1, and another server here will be pretend or access or the server 2 will be handling the traffic for the user 2. So our practice, we will use EC2 as a server, and we will use the Apache HTTPD as a web server, or a simple web server actually, to do this simulation or to pretend the application. So let's jump into the lab and see what will happen. We're going to do the Elastic Load Balance lab here, and as you can see, I'm in North California region here, and as you know, the load balance, we will be in the same region but in the different availability zone. And I start the lab with you from scratch. So I just go to the services here. I start to do the VPC first. So I go to the VPC here. Again, I'm the same region here in the North California here. So I just go to the your VPC. Then I start to do the VPC, new VPC. I will call this VPC 01, and the block IP I will use here 10.10.0.0/16 or wherever, any block you like it, and I will go with the tenancy default. I don't need a detected or real devices for this network. It's just for test. Once the VPC is done, as you can see here, I just go to the subnet. I will create 2 subnet here, and both of them will be public, and both of them will be represent a different availability zone. From the subnet we can select the availability zone here. So I just say net 01, and which VPC, I have only one VPC here, and here they ask me for availability zone. So you have to consider this option right now, because you need to put a 2 server in 2 different availability zones. So in the West US, in California here, we have 1A and 1B. So I call this one 1A. I can put it here -A. It's just to refer for this availability zone. And this guy will be 10.10.1.0/24. You can put it any name, but I just try to be more simplicity. So I just put it /A or -A, refer to the availability zone A. So I create that guy first, then I create another subnet with the 1B. So I say create subnet here. I call it net 02/B. This one will be B, and same VPC, and as well availability zone again, you can see here I select another one. So another ID, you can see AZ3, AZ1. I refer to the 1A, 1B, a little bit easier. So 10.10.2.0/24 and create. So now I have a two subnet here, you can see, and this is the two subnet here, A and B. Perfect. So after that, I check it out the route here. Of course, there is one route table, and you can see here the route is by default. I have a 10.00 here. In order to access to the server, I need public IP, or I need the internet gateway first. So I create the internet gateway as well. I say, okay, create internet gateway. This is for AWG or whatever, any name. Internet IGW. Then I say create here, and I will attach this internet gateway to my single VPC. Attach. I have only one VPC in this region here, so I just attach it. So after that, I go to the route table. I add this guy, or I add internet gateway to the route table. So in the route table here, I have to add it, but before that, I need to add the subnet. I have a two subnet, so I just select it and save. So I mean this two subnet right now in the route table. Then I go to the route table. I say, please, I need any destination /0. I need to go through the internet gateway, which is referred to the IGW internet gateway. All right, so my VPC or my network portion is ready right now. So I think I can go to create the EC2. I will create two EC2, and I will do load balancing between them. And I will go to the launch instance. So in the launch instance here, I select the first option, which is fine, Amazon Linux, AMI. And I leave it the default one, which is the free, the micro T2. Then I select one PC. Here I need to put it in the VPC 1, which is only one VPC I have. But I select that guy in the net 01 in the availability zone A, as you can see here. As well, I need to turn on the public IP. I need to use the public IP for this guy, because I pretend this two server access from the outside, access from the internet. So of course I need two public IP, one for each. Can I use one public IP and deploy to so many IP inside my network? Yeah, we can consider the NAT. We will do some classes about NAT as well, but let's make just like a simple idea here. So I will use the two public IP, one for each server. So I enable the public IP, I leave everything default and just next. The storage, I leave it default. I can add some tag here, so I just say name, and this is, I will care serve 01. This is the first server here, then call it server 1. For security, I create security for all VPC or for all server, and I will, as you can see, by default it's SSH because I select the Linux. So I just say okay, launch, and launch this option. I need to create a new key. So I will say, or I call this key is ELB, refer to the elastic load balance. So I download this guy as well. I save it. I need that key. That key is very important. We will see that. Then after that, launch instance. View instance. The instances take around 2 to 5 minutes to get ready here. So I just create another instance very quick here. Next, and make sure here, or this Linux server in net B in another availabilities. I will turn on the auto assign public IP. As you can see from here, you can enable and keep everything default. We can add a tag here as well, just to name, distinguish between another server. Serve 02 will be. Then next, I will going to use the same firewall. Again, this is security group, which is they provide micro segmentation security to open close ports or something like that. So I keep going with the same security group, then launch the new one, and I keep with the same security peer. So now the two servers ready. As you can see here, maybe take around 2 to 5 minutes here to get ready to go. I will continue with you the next tutorials.